Hey, good morning. I'm wrapping up this video series from Big Bend, and what I wanted to touch base on is that after the defendant has exhausted all those pretrial hearings that I discussed in the other parts of the series, really the only thing left to do is to have that final trial on the merits, whether that's a bench or jury trial, or accept that plea offer, whatever might have been negotiated regarding level of responsibility that a client is willing to accept. The state is always saying that the level of responsibility is here, but they also know they have a higher burden of proof, the highest burden of proof in our criminal justice system and in our justice system in general. The way I like to educate and talk about the burden of proof, I heard many years ago this great analogy. It's like a ladder, and that ladder has different rungs. There's rungs at the lower end, the reasonable suspicion that law enforcement has to stop you and see if there might be a crime going on. That is at the bottom of the rung. Your taillight is out. That's the easiest analogy. Or you're speeding. The easiest and most frequently enforced example is traffic. And then above that, you get to the above that, you get to the probable cause. And that is where there is probable cause to go ahead and detain and arrest, because there is evidence of some sort of crime being committed. The taillight is definitely out, and that individual smells like they've been drinking or some other type of situation. And above that is the civil burden of proof, which is the preponderance of the evidence burden of proof. And what that means in plain English is the greater weight of believable evidence. That's what a jury determines, the greater weight. So if you hear the analogy, well, it's 51%, maybe it's the greater weight of believable evidence, and only the jury or the judge gets to decide what's believable evidence. And then the higher than that burden is clear and convincing, and that is the burden of proof that must be shown for the state to take your kids away. And then, finally, at the top of that rung is the burden of the criminal courts, the criminal justice system, the highest rung, which is beyond all reasonable doubt. That's not beyond all doubt, just reasonable doubt. But, reasonable doubt can make a jury think and try to decide if a criminal defendant is really responsible. And sometimes it's a foregone conclusion, and other times it's more challenging. And that's just a case-by-case basis. But anyway, I hope this video series has been helpful. I hope you have enjoyed seeing this beautiful Big Bend country. Get out here. It's an absolutely amazing place.